Okay, recording. Hello, my name is TALAN GODFREY, and I'm a real gang stalking victim, a real targeted individual. Gang stalking had nothing to do with religion or spirituality. Gang stalking, I got the tap right here. That person passed me by. Gang stalking had nothing to do with religion or spirituality. Gang stalking had nothing to do with um, psychic ability, the supernatural, the paranormal, the metaphysical. Gang stalking had nothing to do with that new age bullshit. Gang stalking had nothing to do with monitoring spirits, astral projection, psychic ability, tarot cards, and that stupid, extremely stupid thing called the chosen one. And anybody mixing that crap with gang stalking as a willing propagandist doing a psychological operation campaign trying to get the real gang stalking victim in trouble. I mean, people are going to do it. These people have been lying about gang stalking for over 10, no, close to 15 years now. Now, from what I've noticed, people have been lying about gang stalking, doing psyops against gang stalking victims since 2016. Big time, big time, big time. And remember, Dr. Phil, unfortunately, was involved in a PSYOPS, a psychological operation campaign against us real gang stalking victims back in the day. We can see Dr. Phil, gang. Let's see if it shows up. Okay, okay. I don't know if we can find the video. Yeah, so here it is, 2019, Dr. Phil. So, yeah, but Dr. Phil been talking about gang stalking since really long time. 2014, right here. Okay, and if you are an old school gang stalking victim or looking at old school gang stalking victim content, you know who this guy is because you've seen him before. So let's refresh the time. Okay, so gang stalking is basically what the East German Stasi did to their own people plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Yeah, so gang stalking is basically what the East German Stasi did to their own people plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology right here. Okay, and right here we got popular mechanics magazine psycho electronic weapons effects. Okay, so why I keep promoting and signal boosting this article is because this is what mostly what I experienced as a real gang stalking victim is on this page. Okay, yes, there's nanotechnology, smart disk technology, the AI data center, the AI global governance, the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things. Like I said, the AI data centers. I'm not well versed in that, so I don't really bring that up in my protest. But I will talk about other people who have talked about those issues before, and you can listen to their content or maybe use their content to go down the rabbit hole that you want to go down to and find the information that you're looking for. Okay, and I will talk about those people later on in this video. But like I said, I don't really cover smart dust and nanotechnology and the AI data centers and the AI global governance. Okay. Also, so remember, gang stalking is basically what the East German Stasi did to the lone people plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Remember, and I don't know why this is not right. Okay. What happened to the theme here? Okay. Okay, whatever. Okay, there is misinformation, disinformation, and malformation. Okay, here, there's some other crap too. But there's misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Okay, be careful about these fake gang stalking victims. Okay, I'm telling you, there's a whole bunch of them out there. And the more that this gang stalking stuff becomes public, and I guess more when the New World Order getting ready to set its trap against humanity with those 5G, 6G towers and this nanotechnology, it's going to get wild. There's going to be a whole bunch of fake gang stalking victims. A whole bunch of them. It's going to say all that claptrap, trying to get real gang stalking victims in trouble. So remember, there's misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Malinformation. There's a limited hangout and partial disclosure. Okay? Partial disclosure. I'm pretty sure there's other stuff in that. There's propaganda right here. Propaganda. And there is PSYOPS. There is PSYOPS. And remember the AI overview and the AI mode of gangs of Google changes on an hourly basis. But remember those terms I just said, okay? Because that's going to help you tell the truth against a real gang stalking victim and a fake gang stalking victim. Okay, remember the brain has no firewall. You see, the fake gang stalking victim, they gonna bring up the brain has no firewall. The fake gang stalking victim ain't gonna talk about the Army War College. You have these fake gang stalking victims talking about, oh, you are gang stalking victim because you are chosen one destined for greatness with the power of God. Okay, they ain't gonna. You're not, and you happen to be a gang stalking victim because you're an easy target of convenience, easy target of opportunity. Okay, you ain't a gang stalking victim because you were destined for greatness and power of God. Be careful; they're still doing that chosen one crap. So remember, the Army War College president, the brain had no firewall from 2000, from 1998, and nobody was talking about no chosen one mixing up with gang stalking back in 1998. Okay, so we got silent weapons for quiet wars right here. Okay, read it. Be careful of the kill army crap, but read the documentary. Okay. All right. Read the PDF. Okay. All right. So we got psycho-electronic weapons effects is another term for gang stalking. Remember, the AI overview and AI mode changes on an hourly basis. We got popular mechanics magazine psycho-electronic weapons effects. Basically, what I experienced as a real gang stalking victim, and of course, it doesn't talk about the nanotechnology. It does talk about sleep inducement attack. And if you go watch 60 Minutes, the Havana Syndrome, 60 Minutes, the Havana Syndrome, those victims do talk about the sleep inducement attack. You recognize it when you see it. And I talked about that stuff multiple times in my protest. Shut it down. Oh, okay. This is total individual control technology, which is another term for gang stalking right here, right here. And we're going to this right here, total individual control technology, 2016. And there ain't no chosen one destined for greatness, the power of God. You ain't gonna find no monitoring spirit on this article right here, this document. All right. And came out in 2016. So you see it right there. Look at it. This website got a whole bunch of interesting stuff as well. Okay, then we got informational warfare technology, which Dr. Robert Duncan talked about. Dr. Robert Duncan talked about this stuff right here. So you got it, informational warfare technology. You got information warfare technology right here. Okay. Dr. Robert Duncan talked about one of the two, so you go figure it out. Okay, so there's a lot of people been talking about gang stalking over the years, and they're saying that there was a way to track and trace us from our DNA, the vibration from our DNA, from our brain print, okay, our brain signature or whatever. Some of us got nanotech smart dust technology, and they can use that to turn our body into a transceiver, to turn our bodies into basically a way to track and trace us all over the world. Okay, so that's what the old school gang stalking victims talked about. Your vibrational of your DNA, your brain wave, your brain print, how your brain was formed. They can turn that into a tracking device. That's what they mentioned back in the day. And I'm starting to believe that some of that may be true because you got Ghost Murmur right here. Ghost Murmur is they was able to track that pilot in Iran, that down pilot in Iran because of his heart, the way that his heart beat. It's called Ghost Murmur right here. There it is right there. Go ahead and read it. Just James Burmis or Jesse Burmis talked about this. A whole bunch of people talked about it. So that's a way to prove that they're able to track and trace you from miles away. All right. So the gang stalkers be able to track and trace you from miles away. So, okay. All right. So right here, it's the cognitive liberty. I do like this documentary. It's a 3-part documentary. So let's go to it. Cognitive liberty.
That brain.
Cognitive liberty. So here, this is it. Cognitive liberty. I suggest you watch all 3 of them, but I have a problem with the 3rd one. Now, the 3rd one right here featuring Jesse Beltran, the dude in the purple suit. There he is right there. Jesse Beltran right there, dude in the purple suit. He's fine. But what I do have a problem with
What could you do?
is this female Where is this female? Where is this female? The female from Targeted Justice, the blonde one. Sorry, there she is.
The perfect created side.
Now, she's talking about a PSYOP. She was part of a PSYOP. Let's see what she says. This is cognitive liberty dystopia.
And they tried to claim that they were demons at one point at first, which I was like, I'm sure you are.
Okay, so we're recording right now. So let's bring up. So you have this woman right here. This is the time of day. Now I believe this is Melissa Miller. Now here, the same woman right here. Okay, same woman. Now let's go to their main channel. You see this woman? Why is she doing the chosen one? She doing the chosen hero with Melissa Miller. No. Nobody was talking about no chosen one. And if you pay any attention to my videos from my channel, let's look at it. Okay, just Melissa Miller, PSYOP. Okay, so let's go to my channel. Let's go to my videos. Let's go to oldest videos. You see this Cherry Joe Jr.? You see this 3 years ago. That chosen one. Even though really started under Terry Joe Jr. I'm pretty sure there were other people doing it, but he was the big one. Terry Joe Jr. doing a chosen one. See? 3 years ago. And then you have Targeted Justice promoting this woman doing that chosen hero crap. But you ain't a chosen one. You are a victim who was an easy victim because you were targeted for easy vegans of excuse, or people have like easy access to you, whatever. You're not the chosen one because you're destined for greatness, the power of God. And I really, really think that's kind of disgusting because this is a crime that's happening. But these people talk about chosen, and yet we're trying to pretend it's a good thing. No, you're an easy target of the convenience and or opportunity. Easy target of convenience and or opportunity. That's the only reason why you're a gang stalking victim. This chosen one crap trying to turn the gang stalking into a positive thing. Be careful, because that sounds like some new age bullshit, and you really need to be careful. And I am so pissed that they featured this woman in cognitive liberty dystopia. And I'm going to tell this at the Santa Monica Pier. Cognitive liberty, if you put any of this chosen one crap in your fourth video, I will not support you. I will not support you. I will not bring you up to Santa Monica Pier. I will leave you in the dust. And I know I'm not a big fish on these social media platforms, but as I'm going to the Santa Monica Pier to protest, a whole bunch of people listen to my protest because they had to walk past my speaker. I will not support you. I will not even say one word. No cognitive liberty, dystopia, no cognitive liberty, neuroweapons, nothing. I will leave you in the dust if you promote this chosen one psychological operation campaign, this chosen one PSYOPS. Next time you do a video, I would like to be added into it, I would like to be featured in your next video. But if you do this chosen one crap, or you featured this woman, Stephanie the Seeker. Where is Stephanie the Seeker? Hold on, where's? If you featured this woman right here, I would definitely drop you like a bad habit. If you featured any of this chosen one psychological operation campaign. All right, let's keep going. So watch this video, ignore this Melissa Miller crap, ignore her. I don't know who she related to her to be featured on Targeted Justice. But then again, I never liked Targeted Justice anyway. I like the website StopGangStalkingCrimes.com because it was more accurate. And that got taken down. Okay. We know why. Because it was accurate. Okay, so agenda. Okay, so anyway, this is a woman named Sabrina Wallace. We'll see if we can find her video. Sabrina Wallace. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let's do this right there. Sabrina Wallace, nanotech and human body. So this is Sabrina Wallace. I would love for you to feature this one right here, but this is look, mapping the human biofield. Okay. So anyway, so this is Sabrina Wallace, nanotech in the human body. Sabrina Wallace talks about the nanotech, the smartness technology, the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things, the AI global governance, the data centers, the New World Order. Okay. Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050. She talks about it all. That's why I keep promoting this woman. Right there. That's why I keep promoting this woman. The mixtape is okay, I'm being sidetracked. That's the only reason why I keep promoting this woman, because I believe what she's saying is the truth. And I would love for Cognitive Liberty's fourth video to feature me and this woman right here, because we both deserve it. Okay. So Sabrina Wallace, nanotech in the human body right here. And then you have Dr. Robert Duncan right here. Dr. Robert Duncan, not talking about no chosen one. Dr. Robert Duncan talked about remote neural monitoring, EEG cloning, EEG heterodyning, how they can inject frequencies, foreign frequencies into your brain, and your brain adopt these frequencies as its own. Remember, the brain has no firewall and silent weapons for quiet wars. Okay. All right, shutting this thing down right here. So let's talk about the fake gang stalking victims. We have this one right here, Stephanie, the secret, horrible, horrible carbon-based life form. All right. And she's been lying about gang stalking for quite some time. She is a Terry Joe Jr. clone. That's why I keep mentioning her. This woman is a Terry Joe Jr. clone. Be careful of this woman. But she's trying to be honest and talk more about science and technology when it comes to the gang stalking, because she realized the Overton window is moving towards science technology. So she has to move towards it. And then what she does in these videos, she talks about the science and technology when it comes to gang stalking, and then she brings up the religion and spirituality. She's trying like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. No, this woman, look, the biblical truth about spiritual surveillance and witchcraft monitoring spirits, but she's been mixing that monitoring spirits with gang stalking for quite some time. This woman right here, Stephanie Secret, told her audience multiple times that this gang stalking is spiritual and don't get a security camera. Don't get a camera at all. And then she promoted these cheap cameras off of Amazon. She flip flops a lot, and she does this chosen family. Now, if you paid attention to one of my last videos, you know that this chosen family is Marxism. This chosen family is Marxism. Stopping the camera. Okay, we are recording. So Stephanie the Seeker has lied so many times, and now she's trying to, like I said before, trying to be more honest and talk about the science and technology when it comes to gang stalking. I know she didn't talk about no nanotech, no smart dust technology. She didn't talk about that ghost murmur. She sure as hell did not mention psychoelectronic weapons. In fact, she ain't gonna do that because it proved that she lied in the first place. But this is one of the things that really pisses me off about Stephanie the Secret, which she ain't gonna acknowledge. Anyway, she ain't gonna acknowledge it. Okay, but listen to this.
Stephanie here, and we have Hi Chosen Families.
Okay, play it one more time. And you know I already done this before, but play it again.
Hi Chosen Families.
So here it is. Oldie but a goodie, proving that Stephanie the Secret is a fake gang stalker.
Full of lesbians holding hands. And the underlying theme of all of Starfleet Academy, again, is chosen family, which has its origins in Marxism. Marxist theory critiques the traditional nuclear family as a capitalistic tool for reproducing labor, enforcing gender roles, and securing inheritance that ensures male supremacy. And don't you love it when you get Marxist themes from a giant multi-billion-dollar company that...
Okay, so play it one more time.
Hi Chosen Families.
Okay, so see the reason why this chosen family, this chosen one, these people are just following trends. That's all.
and Kurtzman Trek is a couple of lesbians holding hands. And the underlying theme of all of Starfleet Academy, again, is chosen family, which has its origins in Marxism.
Okay, so one more time.
Hi Chosen Families.
Okay, so just more reasons why I do not like this woman. But I'm not cyberbullying, not cyber harassing, not cyber stalking. This woman, she can make any videos on any topic if she wants to. She has the right under the First Amendment and freedom of speech. Okay, okay. But she lied about gang stalking multiple times. She deleted the videos, proving that she lied, telling people not to get a security camera, and saying that this stuff is only religious and spiritual and not focused on the carnal, which is the physical. And now she want to talk about now she want to talk about all this other stuff. Okay, now she want to talk about science and technology. I mean, just
The Patriot. Hi, family. Stephanie here. And this is not a video I ever thought.
yeah. Okay, just
Know
be
that's hard to
careful.
hear. You think I'm just living my life, loving my family. How can I?
Just be careful about this woman. Okay. And if Cognitive Liberty features this woman in their fourth movie, and not me, but her, I will disown Cognitive Liberty, and I will not say anything about your videos in my protest. All right.
A lack of empathy.
This horrible woman. This woman, Stephanie the Seeker, and I keep focusing on this woman over and over again because she is a liar. This is the one that she's talking about. A disclaimer right here that she's not a psychologist or a biblical expert, but you're going to talk about the Bible all gosh darn day. Right here. And then on the flip side, she has a nonprofit. It will show you the nonprofit.
Can I be dangerous? Because you are a truth teller. You are
a gang stalking victim because you're an easy target of convenience and opportunity, but she has a nonprofit right there. And she's taking up donations. And if you are a gang stalking victim, let's see if I go to my channel, or there's my channel right here. You got journalist George Webb. Let's look up Webb. Where's journalist George Webb at? Okay, I'm trying to find him. Well, on my page, it talks about George Webb. Yeah, it's not going to show it. But George Webb, journalist George Webb talked about gang stalking and targeting individuals and asset forfeiture. And it says that these people just want you poor and homeless. And then weird stuff will happen to you and your family. Yeah, you're not going to have a nonprofit. Chances are they will deny that nonprofit status to you. Let's see if I can click on this video. Okay. There it is right there.
Hi there again. I was a very strong critic of U.S. federal law enforcement for a case here in Portland, a very high-profile case called the Portland Christmas tree bomber case, and D&D for short. But the idea is very much like the old Stasi program to basically decompose the person's life, ruin their relationships, get them fired from their job when they're out of money, and then they're homeless, and they get sick, and then they die. And then do that to their whole family if you really don't like them.
So you have a nonprofit. Okay, Stephanie the Secret's fake gang stalking victim. Okay, shut it down. Okay, we're shutting this one down. So we're going to talk about more people who talked about gang stalking through legal and scientific lens. This is My Nexus Live. My Nexus Live. He has a book your scans today, but he was also featured, and this is My Nexus Live YouTube page right here. My Nexus Live YouTube page. There he is right there. His website right here, where he does scans. I don't know if it's for free, but let's go to Cognitive Liberty. Okay, Cognitive Liberty. So you got Cognitive Liberty again, featuring Jesse Bell.
Largely unregulated.
There he is right there in the purple suit. That's Jesse Beltran. So Jesse Beltran was on the Alex Jones show talking about nanotechnology, talking about smart disk technology, talking about how the government gave itself the permission to experiment on people against their will at any time for any reason. Okay, so go to rumble.com. Rumble. Let's see, there's Alex Jones right there. That's Alex Jones. And you have Alex Jones show right here. So it's like two different things. You got Alex Jones right there, the Alex Jones show, and then you got Alex Jones live. So the Alex Jones was talking to Jesse Beltran about nanotechnology, smart disk technology, the AI data centers, the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Things, and gang stalking. So you might want to go and check out these sites. Okay. Okay, so we're going to shut this one down. Cognitive Liberty Dystopia featuring Jesse Beltran. And like I said, Cognitive Liberty, I would like to be in your fourth video. But if you have these fake gang stalking victims talking about the chosen one, I will not support you. This is a real gang stalking victim talking about real gang stalking through a legal and scientific lens. No chosen one. Right here, check him out.
The Maui and the FEMA response.
This is another real gang stalking victim. It hits multiple channels. So check him out as well. Really good dude. Really good dude. I've got more Jesse Beltran. This woman right here, Stephanie, is a fake gang stalking victim. Just beware. This is another fake gang stalking victim. See that chosen one and gang stalking with the tarot cards? No. Stay away from this stuff right here. Stay away from it. Okay. Gang stalking had nothing to do with religion or spirituality. Gang stalking had nothing to do with the supernatural, the paranormal, the metaphysical. Gang stalking had nothing to do with the New Age movement. Gang stalking had nothing to do with tarot card, no astral projection, psychic ability, monitoring spirits, or that stupid thing called the chosen one. And there's a lot of fake gang stalking victims out there. And like I said before, when the government is about to put everybody under the gang stalking trap, more fakes will come out. More fakes will come out. This is a real gang stalking victim right here. I like him. This is Brian too. A lot of people don't like Brian too, but I do. I like Brian too. Okay, and I especially like Brian's 2 video right here. Talking about CVAs. I know he had a lot of channels that got deleted, but I like him, and I will keep promoting him at the Santa Monica Pier. CVAs. CVA. CVA. Right here. Really, really good video. Awesome video. And I will continue to support this video right here. Where that came from?
So if you think if we walked away from this, didn't give them money today, it would be worse for us from a security standpoint.
I do. We're building a relationship that just did not exist. I said in our last trip when you were with me that we had a huge trust deficit, in part because we're fanatical in Afghanistan and Pakistan, leaving them well armed, creating...
Okay, okay. I'll go get in trouble here if I keep mentioning this.
إيران هي أحد أذرع الماسونية الصهيونية.
إيران.
نعم، أحد أذرع الماسونية الصهيونية، والهدف هو هدفها أكبر من ذلك.
There's so many things going on in the world.
I'm gonna shut that down. Okay, I gotta watch this one. Okay, but anyway. So another person who kept talking about gang stalking, but he does the ascension. He talks about the ascension side, which is basically gang stalking. But the ascension side dealing with aliens. And this is Look Out for Charlie. I break him up a lot. I suggest you watch his videos. Even though I did not like him because he, in the beginning, because he talked about people consuming borax to get rid of the smart dust, nanotech, and the Morgellons out of people's body. He just said, consume borax. But that was a while ago, and I do like a good chunk of his videos, and I believe that they are accurate. Look out for Charlie. Check him out. Okay, we got more Alex Jones.
I cannot be defeated.
So, like I said before, there's a whole bunch of people in the government that gave themselves the permission to basically use American citizens as little guinea pigs against their wills. And this is how they feel about us. You know what it is. Yeah.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
That's how they feel about us. That's how they feel about us.
Of course, you don't mind if we kill the others, do you?
Hey, if it makes you feel good, do it.
Makes you feel good, do it. Exactly.
See, that's how they feel about us. Some real gang stalking like this, okay? But you talk about chosen with this, which is great and powerful. You better leave these people alone. Okay. Targeted justice. I really don't like targeted justice. I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah, I don't like targeted justice at all.
Even besides drugs.
Okay. I want to check out the rest of these videos, but Jesse Beltran got his website, book a scan, and I'm gonna see if I can book that scan. And remember, Peaks Energy, Sabrina Wallace, nanotech in the human body. Sabrina Wallace, microwaving humans for their own safety. This is all her social media. Okay. This is all her other social media content right here on the fourth wall right here. Check it out. All right. Everybody else, have a good day. Hopefully this records. Hopefully this records this time. All right. Peace.
Government is succeeding.
You know, you discredit the enemy. You make them look like a kook. And if you can imagine the government's motive, I mean, if you can read a person's mind, you're not going to reveal that for anything.
Cheryl Welsh.
We began a conversation with Karen Stewart. Karen Stewart is a whistleblower who had a career with the NSA, 28 years.
Take it to the FISA court, lie to the FISA court. I should go back and say that there was a lawsuit that found out that once you ask the Fusion Center to target someone, they put in a request to the main Fusion Center, which I'm not sure which one that is. It could very well be the DC one, but I'm not sure. But you can put in a request for a false dossier to be written up on the person and given to the Fusion Center nearest that person. They take it to their civilian vigilantes, Infraguard and others, and they actually use some crime gangs. They use people from criminal gangs. They take it to them and say, okay, this is a person we're going to be stalking and harassing 24/7. This is the supposed crime. And of course, the excuse is, you know, this is social justice because we just can't quite get the evidence we need to actually charge the person and lock them up. So we're just going to destroy them this way. So
we began a conversation with Karen Stewart. Karen Stewart.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
Dr. Terry Robertson was seeing a lot of patients with the same problem.
Looking at citizen complaints that they may be being subjected to what's known as psychotronic weapons and biocommunication technologies. We have over 1,000 what are called targeted individuals.
Targeted individuals, define that for me. What is a targeted individual?
Robert Duncan, the architect, the mastermind. He went straight from Harvard and MIT to the CIA. He admits he helped create a lot of the technology that makes it possible for the government to get inside people's heads. Dr. Dr. Robert Duncan put together the technology that allows the government to transmit thoughts and voices into the heads of Americans.
Dr. Robert Duncan.
Welcome, Dr. Hall. Tell us how you got into this, because you're an anesthesiologist, so tell us how you got into people coming to you about voices in their head. Welcome, Dr. Hall.
Hey, hello, everybody. George Webb.
Because of that, I ended up in the program, in the TI program, sort of a modern COINTELPRO. I think it might be called Disrupt and Discredit, or Disrupt and Destroy, D&D for short. But the idea is very much like the old Stasi program, to basically decompose the person's life, ruin their relationships, get them fired from their job when they're out of money, and then they're homeless and they get sick and then they die. And then do that to their whole family if you really don't like them.
Hey, hello, everybody. George Webb.
Sure. I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
Welsh. Assignment. Ross Blackstone explains that voice may not be yours at all. Some say it could be the government controlling your mind.
Cheryl Welsh lives in Davis and studies law at Lincoln. She says she's also a victim of street theater, an experiment in which the government controls the minds of everyone around her.
Wherever I go about in my day, people will spit, swear, blow smoke in my face, basically 100 insults a day.
If that sounds crazy to you, Cheryl says the government is succeeding.
You discredit the enemy. You make them look like a kook. And if you can imagine the government's motive, if you can read a person's mind, you're not going to reveal that for anything.
Cheryl Welsh.
We began a conversation with Karen Stewart. Karen Stewart is a whistleblower who had a career with the NSA, 28 years.
Take it to the FISA court, lie to the FISA court. I should go back and say that there was a lawsuit that found out that once you ask the Fusion Center to target someone, they put in a request to the main Fusion Center, which I'm not sure which one that is. It could very well be the DC one, but I'm not sure. But you can put in a request for a false dossier to be written up on the person and given to the Fusion Center nearest that person. They take it to their civilian vigilantes, InfraGard and others, and they actually use some crime gangs. They use people from criminal gangs. They take it to them and say, okay, this is a person we're going to be stalking and harassing 24/7. This is the supposed crime. And of course, the excuse is, this is social justice, because we just can't quite get the evidence we need to actually charge the person and lock them up. So we're just going to destroy them this way. So
we began a conversation with Karen Stewart. Karen Stewart is a whistleblower who had a career with the NSA, 28 years.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
I'm Ted L. Gunderson, a 27-year veteran of the FBI who retired in March of 1979. At the time of my retirement, I was the senior special agent in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Division with more than 700 personnel under my command and a budget of $22.5 million.
There are thousands of victims who have been targeted by an illegal U.S. government rogue criminal enterprise that is active 24 hours a day throughout the United States. A network of victims who work with me have reached the same conclusion based on 1, their personal experience. These are the people that have come to me. 2, the significant number of victims, thousands of them. And 3, the extent and intensity of the harassment. I'm talking about micro beams, I'm talking about surveillances, I'm talking about poison gas, everything, the evil that you can think of. It is far too active to be operated and controlled by private enterprise.
I'm Ted L. Gunderson, a 27-year veteran of the FBI who retired in March of 1979. At the time of my retirement, I was the senior special agent in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Division with more than 700 personnel under my command and a budget of $22.5 million.
Steve Shellen is a Canadian-born actor who found success in Hollywood films like A River Runs Through It and The Bodyguard. But he alleges that when he tried to launch his own production company in Canada, called Lionsgate, his endeavor was sabotaged. To this day, he does not profess to know the who or why behind it.
I had my own bad experience where I was starting a production company and it was stolen from me. My children were threatened and kidnapped. I ended up basically losing everything, including a nice house under the Hollywood sign, a farm up here in Canada. And I was on the run, being tracked and followed, and I was pretty undone by the whole experience. Well, I went in a bar in Beverly Hills one night and I ran into Gary DeVore. And Gary was friendly as usual. Hey, Steve, how you doing? You know? And I was like, oh, Gary, you wouldn't believe this. And I gave him like the mini version of what I'd gone through. And what was kind of great is that Gary didn't look at me like I was nuts. He didn't discount what I was saying. He just basically agreed with me and said, yeah, well, they can do that if they want.
Steve Shellen is a Canadian-born actor who found success in Hollywood films like A River Runs Through It and The Bodyguard.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Bill Cooper.
If it were true, these are not friendly aliens. They're doing some terrible things to people. If I were to kidnap somebody, pass them up through the roof and take them somewhere and perform operations on them and take samples of semen and ova from their, reproductive organs and plant thoughts in their mind and all this kind of stuff and then bring them back, guess where I'd be right now? In prison. That's kidnapping. It's criminal. It's a terrible thing. So if I were to do that to you, you wouldn't be too happy, would you? But somehow it's okay if an alien does it? I don't think so.
Bill Cooper.
Things are direct energy weapons that burn people like
William Binney or Phil Binney.
Things are direct energy weapons that burn people has been, this is not new technology. This goes back to the 70s and 80s when the Russians did it with our embassy in Moscow. It was used, I think, in the Cuban embassy at all. So it's nothing new. This is simply the older technology that they're working on much more sophisticated stuff now. And it's like even using brain-computer interfaces and how that can happen and how you can reverse that. To have the computer feed the brain as opposed to the brain feed the computer. So, those kinds of things are being developed now.
William Binney or Phil Binney?
Jesse Beltran, leading expert on these nanotech implantable chips, working with top scientists.
That's a JAM20 Pro general frequency detector, and that is a wand, and that wand is accurate to, according by the manufacturer, 1 part per million. So we know it's highly accurate, and this is a general frequency counter, which scans frequencies from 1 megahertz up to 3 gigahertz, and that's well within the spectrums of the frequencies that we have been detecting out in the field on individuals. A frequency was emitting from the human body, and frequency emissions from the human body are not normal. So,
and now you're finding people in graves that are giving back Apple IDs.
They're finding MAC addresses. There was a study done in the UK, and for whatever reason, they are going back to a 1-bit transmission that is always going back to an Apple device.
James?
People that had taught at NASA had come to our retreats, and they wanted to be scanned. And what we're finding is, unfortunately, they are also coming up positive for semiconductor testing.
I'm not going to say any name, but I had the former head of the NSA technical, the guy that actually ran it, tell me that they injected him with nanobots. This is like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Jesse Beltran, leading expert on these nanotech implantable chips, working with top scientists. James?
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
My name is Len Baer. Specialized in... was a medical doctor, specialized in endocrinology, came over here in been target of directed energy weapons since 2019.
Since 2019?
Yeah. After I was diagnosed with Havana syndrome.
Hi, this is Brian 2 in San Diego, California. Control. I want to censor your thoughts, force you into an abusive, incoherent pattern of thought, to censor your ability to your memory and thought process, okay? So, they're not interested in the truth. They're only going to capture what they want to abuse you with, okay? Hi, this is Brian 2 in San Diego, California. Organized stalking is controlled by what are called community-based agents. And these community-based agents are almost always former law enforcement, retired military, etc. People who have some degree of expertise in the area of surveillance and counter-surveillance, etc., okay? So they're all... Hi, this is Brian 2 in San Diego, California. And they're the ones responsible for the direction. They're carrying out the orders of the hive mind teams, okay? The cognitive researchers, the psychiatrists, psychologists, neuroscientists, behavioral scientists, etc. They're carrying out, their instructions, but they're the ones responsible for keeping the victim inside this floating box of perpetrators and provocateurs. Hi, this is Brian 2 in San Diego, California.
Guest who's never given a radio interview before. Her name is Julianne McKinney. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's an expert in electronic harassment and surveillance, former military background. And those of you...
Harassment operations, and I'm talking specifically about electronic weapon systems.
Well, you've been a voice, a strong voice for warning people of these systems for at least the past 10 years regarding the installation of specialized electronic equipment on utilities. What are these electronics and what are their capabilities?
Their capabilities generally are to inflict pain in highly focused fashion and to alter mental states. Certainly when you have a frequency aimed at your brain, your mental functions tend to alter. In amplified form, there's sufficient, the frequencies have the capacity to kill. So that's one reason why the Department of Defense refers to them as less than lethal rather than non-lethal weapons. As a matter of fact, the Department of Defense has gone so far as to eliminate them, to remove them from the category of even less than lethal weapons and to bury them under the category of electronic weapons, trying to make them a little bit blacker.
Guest who's never given a radio interview before. Her name is Julianne McKinney. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's an expert in electronic harassment and surveillance, former military background. And those of you...
In order to target someone, it requires that that person be put under surveillance, so that their personality traits, their capacity to interrelate with people, their capacity for corruption or non-corruption, that seems to be a critical point, and even their religion factors into it. Following a period of harassment, they are singled out for preliminary stages of harassment, which would include gang stalking, entry of their private homes and apartments, followed by gradually intensified and ultimately extremely intensified electronic harassment. This is a pattern that has unfolded over and over and over.
Guest who's never given a radio interview before. Her name is Julianne McKinney. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's an expert in electronic harassment and surveillance, former military background. And those of you...
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
Control over time. Okay, this information technology is what these old documents, like the directive, the Department of Defense Directive 5240-1-R. The Department of Defense Directive 5240-1-R. Okay, this is an old directive. This directive goes way back to December of 1982. They were telling people then that they have the right, okay, to experiment on you, and you really don't have anything to say about it.
As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Okay, and I'm going to...
In the air, the family reported microwave attacks that featured shocks, stings, stabs, burns, and the wasting effect of generalized fatigue and emotional distress of standard non-lethal microwave attacks. The entire family was experiencing fatigue and moderate to serious health effects due to frequencies that interrupt sleep, induce fatigue, and cause a general physical wasting. Like most TIs, they saw...
As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
And there was a section called 3024. And in section 3024, it specifically says that it is legal to experiment non-consensually on U.S. citizens without consent. And in section 3024, it specifically says that it is legal to experiment non-consensually on U.S. citizens without consent, as long as they...
As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
Say the waves can also control their minds and their bodies.
They can cause your heart to hurt. They can blast your stomach. They can cause your ankles to give out. They can cause your knees to give out. Whatever they direct it to, wherever they can direct the pain to, your body feels all of it.
As gang-stalking. The strange phenomenon was called Havana Syndrome.
He's nothing but a low-down, double-dealing, backstabbing, larcenous, perverted worm. Hanging's too good for him. Burning's too good for him. He should be torn into little bitsy pieces and buried alive.
Just
phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
And this is where people take electronic weapons. Let me just read the definition. Electronic harassment happens if somebody uses any electronic device to aid themselves in invading your person or your property for the purpose of gathering information illegally or for the purpose of causing harm. This is electronic harassment.
Gang stalking.
Being inundated with thousands of other people voicing the same complaints of organized stalking, of directed energy weapons attacks, burning, twitching, severe headaches, blurred vision, as well as hearing the voices of their perpetrators in their head or in their surroundings while they're being attacked.
Wow. Well, let me go down the list of some of these that I came up with. We've got DARPA has a sonic projector that was reported on in 2007. Of course, it had been around for quite some time before then. Army has something they call voice to skull.
As gang stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
We've got the Air Force using microwaves to create sounds at Brooks Air Force Base. We've got the Marine Corps with their Medusa project. We've got the State Department, as reported by the Washington Post in 2005, working on voices implanted in people's heads.
Alex Jones,
As gang stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
Meet up on the internet, finding comfort and information from others who say they too suffer from electronic stalking, mind control, and even rape. Loosely defined, gang stalking is where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law.
As gang stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
People don't believe it's happening. You'd be tortured in your own home. No one will believe you. How can they pipe pains into your head? Remember, we were talking about cloning. Brain cloning, brain heterodyning is the actual word.
Hearing voices with directed energy weapons cause people to suffer from Havana syndrome, and the symptoms include delusions, hallucinations, hearing voices, and trouble focusing. So what I'm getting at here is radiation attacks, radio frequency attacks, because there's so many ever before. We have targeted individuals that the government specifically targets and uses these types of radio frequency attacks specifically on them, as well as other methods that the government openly admits to doing, like gang stalking, which I've gone into detail about as well in separate videos. So
this Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. So let's prove that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens. I need you to Google video, cognitive liberty neural weapons. Then I need you to Google video, Karen Stewart, NSA whistleblower with the stop sign in the title. Looking through a legal and scientific lens is basically what the East German Stasi did to their own people, plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Gang stalking through a legal and scientific lens is basically what the East German Stasi did to their own people, plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Google Popular Mechanics Magazine, Psycho-Electronic Weapons Effects. Google Popular Mechanics Magazine, Psycho-Electronic Weapons Effects. Google the old mind control program that proved that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens is Popular Mechanics Magazine, Psycho-Electronic Weapons Effects. So watch out for the fake gang stalking victims, mixing gang stalking with religion or spirituality, mixing gang stalking with the supernatural, the paranormal, the metaphysical, the fake gang stalking victims mixing gang stalking with narcissism or the new age BS movement. Be careful, the fake gang stalking victims mixing gang stalking with astral projection, psychic ability, monitoring spirits, a stupid thing called the chosen one. Just be careful. Be careful, the fake gang stalking victims mixing gang stalking with narcissism. Anyone who does that is a willing propagandist involved in a psychological operation campaign to get you, the real gang stalking victim, in trouble, and they're going to do it. So remember, popular mechanics magazine, psychoelectronic weapons effects, the old 60-minute the Havana syndrome, and be careful of any fake gang stalking victim mixing gang stalking religion or spirituality. So let's prove that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens. I need you to Google video, cognitive liberty, neural weapons. I need you to Google video, cognitive liberty, neural weapons. I need you to Google video, cognitive liberty, neural weapons. Then I need you to Google video, Karen Stewart, NSA whistleblower with the stop sign in the title. I need you to Google video, Karen Stewart, NSA whistleblower with the stop sign in the title. Please, please, Google video, Karen Stewart with the whistleblower. Sorry about that. Please Google video, Karen Stewart, NSA whistleblower with the stop sign in the title. Please watch that video. And don't click on any other fake gang stalking victims mixing gang stalking with religion or spirituality or the new age Harry Potter hocus pocus bibbidi bobbidi boo Disney bullcrap. So let's prove that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens. I need you to Google video the Justice Department gang stalking. I need you to Google video the Justice Department gang stalking. I need you to Google video the Justice Department gang stalking. So I need you to Google video Sabrina Wallace nanotech in the human body. I need you to Google video Sabrina Wallace nanotech in the human body. And she's talking about your body being infected with nanotechnology. Also, I need you to go to rumble.com, Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran talking about nanotechnology as well. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, rumble.com talking about nanotechnology as well. So remember, gang stalking had nothing to do with religion or spirituality. Gang stalking had nothing to do with the supernatural, the paranormal, and the metaphysical. Gang stalking had nothing to do with that new age BS, Harry Potter, hocus pocus, Disney, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Gang stalking had nothing to do with that. Gang stalking had nothing to do with narcissism. So be careful of these fake gang stalking victims. So I need you to Google video the cognitive liberty neural weapons. Google video cognitive liberty neural weapons. Karen Stewart, NSA whistleblower with the stop sign in the title. Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, rumble.com talking about nanotechnology as well.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking. The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, rumble.com talking about nanotechnology as well. Infowars.com with another win talking about targeted individuals. Listen up.
Is known as gang-stalking. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese. After 9/11 and the birth of Homeland Security, fusion centers were set up to monitor U.S. citizens, and the U.S. Department of Justice legalized non-consensual experiments on the public. These fusion centers employ civilians to target individuals and harass them, intimidate them, vandalize their property, and interfere with their day-to-day life. This is known as gang-stalking. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese. Former high-ranking FBI agent Ted Gunderson reported in 2011 that himself and thousands of others were being targeted. FBI agent Mike German confirmed this as well. Several federal agents have reported that they were targeting individual Americans, including people who were simply pro-life, and that they were pressured to put more people on their targeting lists. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese. To legitimize more federal funding, These Homeland Security fusion centers are able to put any American citizen on the terrorist watch list without any reason or due process. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese. As gang-stalking.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation.
GODFREY, the Neurorights Foundation. Founded in 2017 by neuroscientist Raphael Usher warned in an interview with Vox, it's not just mental privacy at stake. There's also the risk of someone using neurotechnology to directly manipulate our minds. In other words, mind control.
As gang-stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
In neurotechnology are devices and methods that can do two things. They can either be used to measure the activity of the brain or to change the activity of the brain. Technology can offer the opportunity to decode and manipulate mental activity. In laboratories like myself, we've been doing this routinely with laboratory animals like mice, where we can implant artificial images in the heads of mice and control their behavior. They essentially behave as if they're seeing these images that they're not really seeing, that we're actually putting into their brains with neurotechnology.
As gang-stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
The Neurorights Foundation are pushing for a new kind of human rights. Neurorights, to protect your thoughts, your identity, your very self from the prying eyes of algorithms and electrodes.
So I would like to thank this neuroscientist from Columbia University. Your name is what?
Raphael Usher.
I would like to thank this neuroscientist from Columbia University. His name is what?
Raphael Usher.
Okay, thank you for talking about that. He just explained how they can hijack a mouse's brain, inject images into that mouse's brain, and that mouse will react as if what he was seeing was real. I'm telling you, they can do that to humans remotely in real time.
I'm a targeted individual, and I believe that the government is targeting me.
I am a targeted individual who is being harassed with directed energy weapons.
With thousands of cases of suspected targeting across the nation. As gang-stalking.
The strange phenomena was called Havana syndrome.
Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well.
Hearing voices with directed energy weapons cause people to suffer from Havana syndrome, and the symptoms include delusions, hallucinations, hearing voices, and trouble focusing. So what I'm getting at here is radiation attacks, radio frequency attacks, because there's so many ever before. We have targeted individuals that the government specifically targets and uses these types of radio frequency attacks specifically on them, as well as other methods that the government openly admits to doing, like gang stalking, which I've gone into detail about as well in separate videos. So
this Alex Jones, Jesse Beltran, Rumble.com, talking about nanotechnology as well. So let's prove that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens. I need you to Google video, cognitive liberty neural weapons. Then I need you to Google video, Karen Stewart, NSA whistleblower with the stop sign in the title. Looking through a legal and scientific lens is basically what the East German Stasi did to their own people, plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Gang stalking through a legal and scientific lens is basically what the East German Stasi did to their own people, plus direct energy weapons and mind control. Electronic weapons effects. Google popular mechanics magazine, psycho-electronic weapons effects. Google the old mind control program that proved that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens is popular mechanics magazine, psycho-electronic weapons effects. So watch out for the fake gang stalking victim, the fake gang stalking victims, mixing gang stalking with religion or spirituality, mixing gang stalking with the supernatural, the paranormal, the metaphysical, the fake gang stalking victims, mixing gang stalking with narcissism or the new age BS movement. Be careful the fake gang stalking victims mixing gang stalking with astral projection, psychic ability, monitoring spirits, that stupid thing called the chosen one. Just be careful. Be careful the fake gang stalking victims mixing gang stalking with narcissism. Anyone who does that is a willing propagandist involved in a psychological operation campaign to get you, the real gang stalking victim, in trouble, and they're going to do it. So remember, popular mechanics magazine, psycho-electronic weapons effects, the old 60-minute the Havana syndrome, and be careful.
Gang stalking. The strange phenomenon.